Alright, hello maggots. Welcome back to what is it? Broken Draw Discord community server. What the fuck challenge or something? Is that a long ass name? Broken Draw Discord community challenge. I'm his favorite. I think that's like the funny ha 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 so funny uh thing I have title whatever. Anyways, just community challenges. I really like this one. I made it much more difficult. Originally, the original challenge was just stacking and queuing boxes in perspective and horizon line. I just decided to make it much more difficult for myself by adding bending cylinders, which have proven to be extremely difficult, as you can see by literally 90% of the cylinders. Error, right? Millions of errors. I don't know what the fuck happened here. Oh, because this was supposed to be turning in. Yeah, okay. See, yeah, lots of errors, but I'm gonna take my time, go a bit slower this session because I personally feel like I was maybe going a bit too fast. So I'm gonna slow down a little bit. Right, and it doesn't hurt to ghost either. Right. And obviously I need to work on holding my pen very lightly. But the reason I'm going to take my time is because obviously you also want to think a bit more. That was a fuck up on my end again, but you know, we're just learning. Right, that's the little thing I'm always saying. Wow, I really just say the same shit over and over while I'm drawing, huh? And to think I thought this channel would take off because that'd be entertaining. This is what a false promise that was to myself, evidently. Not to the viewer, because I never promised anything to the viewer apart from the fact that I would consistently beg for money, which I've been doing consistently. So you're all welcome. Oh yes, please. Oh wait, like, subscribe. Forgot to beg for that. Yeah, like, subscribe. Anyways, you fucking just do it. I don't know how hard it is, or how I don't know. Yeah, how is it that difficult to just like and subscribe? Especially since you all love me so much, don't you? Okay, so we can do something like I have to think about the form as well, which is also very fun. Because I want to make this go this way up and then turn around. So how can we do that? Well, respecting, of course, the form and the perspective. Okay, what would this look like? So would it be something like right? Already kind of messed it up, but would it be something like that? Right. Something like that. Oh no, that's incorrect. See, I didn't think ahead, but I'm gonna have to commit anyways. Because that's what happens when you don't think ahead. You still have to commit. Right. That should have been this. Lots of errors. This actually would have worked out pretty fine if I just this, because that line isn't supposed to be there, but this one is. But that's the thing, right? I see it now. I actually am starting to understand pretty decently how it could work. Still lots of issues, but you know, it's okay. Yeah, this is not bad. This is slowly getting to and again, I'm trying to really keep this horizon line in mind with the vanishing point. Right. I like having this little space here. Maybe I won't add much in the middle here, because perhaps it will make a better difference. Right, but what I need to do here right now is maybe there's a, I don't know. Yeah, I like these boxes. I like making these types of boxes because they really reinforce what already exists to a degree. Of course, it's never gonna be perfect. Again, I really need to work on making my lines more I guess clean. But technically this is the main problem. Don't know if that's perfect or accurate, but there you go. Whatever. Anyways, I'm trying to think. Okay, we have that. Maybe I want to obviously add more connections, but that requires more open-facing boxes, right? And I want to make sure I actually take an hour, of course, to do this, but I also want to, but that requires planning ahead as well, right? Could do something like this actually. And that's going straight down there, so I can do a little bit of cylinder foreshortening in hopes that it can make a little bit of sense, right? So obviously that doesn't have to be like that. Okay, then we can, right, make it keep going, and then we can have a box right around here, again going straight towards that little vanishing point. But hold up, I just want to make sure things make sense to a degree. So if I wanted to make it go up again, how would that look? Because would that not be something like it's coming down here, right? Does that make sense? No. I mean, I think it makes sense, but I don't think I connected it properly here, right? But either way. Cool. Something like that. And I will not see much of this. Just the same. Because again, we got to think about the. It's like so much to think about, which is amazing, to be honest. Because that's where the mistakes lead to understanding, right? And again, just bring this down here. I'm trying to add a sense of scale while also thinking about perspective. See? Kind of. Not amazing, but kind of. Got that down there. Right, could do the same thing maybe here. Which is, let's make this one a bit smaller. something like that. No, that doesn't work. I wanted to do something here, but this ended up becoming completely wrong. It's very difficult to keep. And also, this is the first time I'm trying to do a bend like this, right? So, lots of firsts, right? You have to be gentle, but still very fun. So we can make this a bit longer. I'm gonna rest my brain now, so you go ahead and rest your brain as well, dumbass. We need a fuck. Alright, well, there you go. This is what happens when you roast your audience immediate karma, which doesn't make any sense. I've been fucking calling you guys idiots for who knows how long, but that's what I get. I flew too close to the sun. In this case, I drew an ellipse too many, but that's what it is. Oh god, there's like fucking dirt and shit on this now. Great. I mean, art is all about getting nice and nitty gritty, so I guess I added to that. But I'm gonna rest my brain, and we shall continue onwards. But yeah, guys, this is a great practice for just seeing, essentially, perspective in a much larger scale. Okay, so we could do something like. Right, and it comes with its own errors, of course, error. But I think slowly but surely it will allow one to what am I trying to say? It's so hard to think right now. It will allow one to see the grid lines, quote unquote, more effectively, right? Because right now, again, horizon line here, roughly, vanishing point here, vanishing point there, vanishing point there, vanishing point there, vanishing point down here, right below down here. So that's a lot to keep in mind. But if I can, right, big if, but if I can keep it in mind, I can create more believable scenes. Now, right now, this is not believable. That's a huge mistake. But it still teaches me a lot in terms of, okay, we'll just pay attention more to cylinders, right? And how they can look. This does not look believable. Maybe it should have been something more like that. That's a bit better, I'd like to think, right? Same thing here. I could add a cylinder right here, have it come out. So maybe we could have something like, and again, it's all about seeing a grid that doesn't exist, which is extremely difficult, let it be known, extremely fucking difficult, right? I already know it's because it's been 15 minutes, right? It might seem like there's not much to do, but don't forget, right now I'm just creating boxes and cylinders to bend and attach to those boxes. After that, we're going to be adding cylinders everywhere there's visible space on these boxes to reinforce my perspective. So it's gonna look like a lot and maybe a bit too much, right? But I think that's a good way to reinforce our knowledge. Because right now, what is also difficult is thinking about depth, right? So see, maybe that looks a bit better. Maybe. Actually, no, because why? it wasn't following the perspective. Now it looks slightly better, right? It's following the perspective just a bit more. Very difficult though, very difficult, very difficult. And again, throughout all of this, I'm really trying to keep my hand relaxed because I don't know how many times I mentioned this, but I do have a tendency to grip it unnecessarily hard, which in turn will result in my thumb hurting, right? And we don't want that. So now, does this really look like it's attaching to this? What was supposed to happen? It was actually supposed to go forward. Okay, it was supposed to go down, forward, which in this case is this way, and then right. So I didn't do that right at all. So I was supposed to make it go like this, down this. See, so that there's an issue right there. This is attaching over here as if this box is much further behind, but it's not. So there you go. This is also why it's a great spatial reasoning exercise, because it's teaching me a lot in terms of keeping in mind all the different relations that are occurring, right? With the boxes and their place in space. And that's why I'm continuously trying to keep all these perspectives in mind. Am I doing it at all times? No. But am I trying to do it at all times? Yes. Right? Like I'm trying to balls to the wallet. But, that's very difficult. So all that matters right now is the amount of effort I put into doing that. Okay. Just another random box there. Right, just add boxes. Make it look more dynamic, whatever. But really, at the end of the day, what I want to do is do the cylinder connections, because those are the most difficult. And those are the most rewarding in terms of difficulty, right? Because again, I'm trying to make things really hard for myself. If things aren't hard, then I'm not learning anything, right? So I want a cylinder here, so we can make it go like this. So what would that look like? Not perfect, but it's a bit better. I was trying to make it look like it's coming out, coming forward and going right, but something about this makes it look like it's not going forward, and it might be this curve right here, which was of course very unconfident. Actually, this curve as well, probably a bit too prominent. It looks a bit better now slightly, but that's good, because that means I'm starting to understand how things connect a bit better, right? Which is, what the fuck, bro? I literally say the same shit over and over and over. How the fuck do you guys listen to me? The answer is they don't. It's a dying channel. But hopefully, if anything, for those of you, for my usual regular fans who actually, if you're a regular fan, you obviously enjoy my content to a certain degree, and there are people, at least one or two of you who here at this point in the video at all times. I hope at least the process is interesting to you and is informative, right? While I draw, I'm thinking out loud. I'm trying to constantly say, here's what I'm thinking about, here's what I want to do, here's how I'm trying to approach it, right? I'm hoping that provides some sort of value, because that's the whole point. Is I think art is more about, and again, like I was leaning in just now for that. I'm trying to zoom out. I don't want to lean in. I want to be able to see the entire thing at all times, right? And what I was saying is, I think art truly is all about the process. For those who actually give a shit about art in terms of like learning art, right? For people who like art just to look at, to fucking scroll and then to leave, this is never going to be useful for them. But for those who actually enjoy, or who actually learning, you all know how difficult it is to learn the skill. You're all very well aware what it takes. So that's who this channel is for, right? People who want to learn art. Yeah, there's always going to be people who are just going to enjoy the performative aspect of it, and that's not as if I have anything against them. Like, I wish they weren't alive, but genuinely, all the best to those folks. But okay, now I want to go down here, and then I want to go. So it's this, and this. How's that gonna look? Yeah, that's a fuck up. This is really difficult to understand, but it's okay. This probably shouldn't have been so. There you go. Probably should have been more like that. Even that's not that good. But yeah, I hope, at least at the very least, seeing all these mistakes I make, are at least reassuring, right? Because yeah, the art is all about the mistakes. If you're not fucking up, you're not learning anything. So hope at the very least, the mistakes I make, and I guess how forthright I am about the mistakes, make things to be a bit more reassuring for you. Right. Oh, I'm fucking trying to get closer to the page again, which is not good. There you go. That's an issue. Why? Because I wanted to go out, left, down, and then forward. But what happened? I'm trying to think about this one. This should have been much lower. This should have been like here. Like that. There you go. And this one should have been much further out. Again, I know all these lines aren't helping, but these are sort of educational lines for me, right? Because they teach me what it is that I need to know for the future. I used to really shy away from, like, I don't like these lines where I draw over, and it looks all wonky. I don't like that. But lines which are to inform me for the future, which sort of reinforce how I should approach something, I don't mind those lines, right? Pen, obviously, at the end of the day, the goal is to try to make it relatively clean, right? But that doesn't mean we should shy away from making things messy in the sense when we're learning, right? Okay, so I need that to be more consistent. Whatever, just do that. So at least it looks like it's supposed to be like that. But okay, I think overall we've gotten the perspective down. The rest is just, I guess, connecting things, adding things, not subtracting, connecting things, adding things, yeah. Right. And I want to add scale, so all of this will just be really tiny things going towards this point now, right? And maybe I can add connections to that. So, okay, so again, it's going down here. This is kind of like this, so, right? Subtle difference, but important. And then the box. I'm trying to encompass this in a box. That's what I'm trying to do. So that helps me understand exactly where. Let's see, it comes down there. Wait, shit. It's supposed to be more angled. Then it's going in this way. not great, because this should have had that curve instead, just like that did, and this curve should have been more prominent. But it's like you need the curve, but then you need it to go like that, right? So it's very difficult to think about. Same thing here. Again, while all this is happening, I'm also thinking about the perspective to the best of my ability, right? So, yeah, it's amazing how difficult it is. You know, even the tiniest little cylinder needs to have a lot of thought in it as to not obstruct the established guidelines, right? This actually messes with the perspective slightly, but I'm okay with that for now, because the most important thing is, again, our visual acuity, in the sense that how well we can perceive the mistakes we're making, right? In that context. So I know, at least I believe, to the best of my current knowledge, that I see mistakes, right? Which is what's important. Like, if you see mistakes, that means you can act upon mistakes slowly but surely. If I looked at this and I was just like, oh, this looks fine, like I kind of see some things here and there, that's actually a bad thing. Because what does that mean? That means my margin for error is much lower, but my rate of improvement is also much lower, because my ability to see essentially, quote unquote, the mountain, the peak, right, is greatly diminished. And that's something on my end. That's likely a lack of knowledge or true understanding of the concept. Like, I think I understand perspective fairly well, in terms of just the objective, like, grid and how focused it should be, right? And like how well they should all connect. I think I understand that decently, right? So that's why I'm able to see all the mistakes that I do. And it's time to rest my brain. I'm better than you. Why use small words when excess vocabulary does the parlor trick? See, that wasn't even excess vocabulary. I just added the word parlor in front of trick. Or is that technically behind trick? We'll never know. There's a lot of things about behinds we'll never know. Sad. Okay, but speaking of butt, anyways, I guess that was a little joke I was making. I'm behind, but shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Fucking, I hate myself. let's just get to drawing, right? The audience came for a nice little drawing, and now that the audience has come, they're gonna leave without their nice little drawing, as it's been very stained. Fucking degenerates. But okay, so I can add maybe again. Right, and now what's going on here? Okay, it's vanishing point that way, vanishing point that way. So I can perhaps this is a bit more forward, so it'd have to be like this, which in turn okay, and then same thing. What I was trying to do is showcase depth, but what I did was showcase my ego depth as an artist. But I think I understand the concept that I was going for, which is, again, going right, up, forward and then right again. The forward was messed up due to this and this not being connected as cleanly. But an effort was made. And that's all that matters. That's all that will ever matter, is the effort that is made. And that's why I love drawing, right? That's why I've come to love drawing, really, as much as I have, because of the effort that's been made. And to just focus on the effort that's being made, right? There's always going to be mistakes. Right now, even now, I'm holding my pen way too fucking tightly. There's some parts with the perspective here that's wonky, but we'll ignore it. Right? When in doubt, just add a million things to the page, I guess, is my motto. But this is basically the horizon line. This is basically the vanishing point. So we need to start adding just more things that allude to this vanishing point, right? One thing I really wanted to do was connect the bottom to the top. I missed my opportunity here. I shouldn't have completed this, but I can still do it up here. But that's gonna take a lot of thinking, so let me run away for that for a few seconds and finish this first. And maybe we could even literally have a right, just a little one. Again, holding the pen very lightly to the best of my ability. Oh, mistake, misaligned. But we just ignored it and worked past it, I guess, technically. How much time do we have? It's been half an hour, wonderful. So I can take my time, which is good. Yeah, I'm gonna post this in the Broken Draw Discord. Everybody's gonna be like, "What the fuck? You're amazing," and I'm gonna be like, "No, little old money. You shouldn't have given me money, thank you." But what the fuck was this? Was I doing something here? What the fuck? What was this? I think maybe that was supposed to be a box. That's not a box right now. Fuck it. Let's just make it a box, I guess. Yeah, but little old me, you shouldn't have said I was the best artist you've known. Little old me, little old me. Yeah, something fucking went wrong there. We're just gonna ignore that. And we're just gonna pretend like it didn't happen. Something definitely went wrong here. I think, what was it? This line went outwards, which it shouldn't have. Shouldn't have? Or maybe this went too off. This was fucking retarded. I don't know what the hell I did here. Yeah, that's the box that's fucking with everything right now. That's a bit better. Still fucking with everything, but we'll ignore that. Overall, most things are decent, right? Most things are decent. Okay. So I should point like literally right there. So I'm just humming my new piano piece. Don't mind me. Whatever. Kind of want to draw a cylinder here, but where the fuck is it gonna connect? We'll figure it out. Let's draw it first. It's called Old French Song, for those who are curious. Curious little cats. But we could just do a little cop out, and I could just do something like So it's just connecting somewhere back there. Ha ha ha! What a cop out! Incredible, genius. Kind of works actually. I may be getting better purely through happenstance and swag. But oh wait, that's what I was supposed to do. Shit. Okay, let's do again. Like it's all relative, you know. Just like physics, it's all relative. Let's have this like that. This one going down. I think after this, I'll do one more box here, I guess, and then we'll finish it in the sense of the overall thing, and then I'm just gonna start adding a bunch of cylinders, little cylinder bolt additions everywhere. To be honest, it doesn't even have to be that. I can literally add bent cylinders on these, like what I did here, but on the box, on the larger boxes themselves, and that should also help me think about bending cylinders in a very skewed perspective. Right, so, but yeah, check out Old French Song, really good. I mean, very fun to play, more than anything, right? Okay, and then, okay. Shouldn't have made it that big, but this could have been better. Thing is, actually, it's not bad. Genuinely, it's not bad at all. But I didn't take into account the perspective as well as I should have. Genuinely, I didn't. Right? That's what caused this to get all kerfuffled. But yeah, if you want a hard fucking piano piece, do Sonatina in C major. That shit will fucking kill you. As it did to me. Wait, what is going on here? Do. There you go. Maybe that works. But this is obviously, we'll bring it up. We'll do something like this. Right. Something like that. Kind of fucked it up there, but it's okay. Yeah, this one I definitely fucked it up because it's supposed to go basically down like so. Same, this is gonna be straight. But it's okay. And we'll make this. What the fuck? I had a box here I was supposed to do? Sure. Why does that sound like Shah Khan's laugh? That does sound like his laugh. What the fuck? I guess I'm a method actor in more ways than one. I mean, I guess that's the only one. But it don't matter. I'm almost done. Woohoo! But I'm not a rapper. Cool. All right, 1 million mistakes aside, that is, I guess, the draw, not the fucking Drawbox challenge, what the hell, the Broken Draw Community Discord Challenge. I think I'm gonna just call it the Broken Draw Community Challenge. Or should I call it the Broken Draw Discord Challenge? Do I want to shill the community, or do I want to glaze his Discord? I have to be very wise. This is branding. On one hand, people will think I'm a saint for being all community focused, but on the other hand, people will also think I'm a saint for, plugging his Discord for no cost on my end, right? Not even begging for anything apart from likes, subscribes, and money. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see how it pans out. Which one makes me look? Which one paints me in the better light, right? Which one makes me look like a better person? That's what I have to decide. Yeah, I think community. I think the cum and the unity. Those two things definitely fucking make me seem like a better person when I call them out. So, or when I bring light to them. So yeah. But let me rest my brain. It's been 41 minutes, nice. And I'm gonna spend the rest of the 20 minutes just filling this out. Boxes and cylinders. No, just cylinders. But yeah, okay. I'll be back. Please rest your brain as well. All right, I'm back. Wonderful. Wow, what a brain resting session that was. Okay, now, well, I can start with what I wanted to do, which is, again, I gotta think about the entire grid. Right? It's so fun to think about the grid because it's so fucking difficult. You're literally asking it to be lobotomized. And then it's like this. Right? Okay, and then if it's see, it's so hard trying to connect everything and make it look legitimate. Now it's too thin here, too thick here, not connected properly to the ellipses here. The ellipses themselves aren't the best, right? Same thing, let's try here. So it's something like that. So you didn't even mean for that to be as see, I wanted that line to not connect that way that it did. That one doesn't look too bad. That one definitely doesn't look too bad. But still not perfect, because should have been down there more to connect with this. But, just to make it look like it's supposed to be like that, we can just add that. Boom. Now that looks better. Or it looks even, right? So, tips and tricks, everybody. Tips and tricks. I'm gonna focus on trying to center, because I've been struggling with centering in my the wheel axis for the bikes, right? So this is actually a perfect opportunity to try and practice that. Yeah, definitely the perfect opportunity to try to practice that. Because I don't do enough measuring, that's for sure. But yeah, 20 minutes of just adding cylinders, reinforcing the perspective. That's literally all I'm going to be doing. Yeah, And this way I could just get to focus on my lines, right? And holding the pen as cleanly as I can, right? As softly as I can. Let's see, so this is where X marks the spot. I want to go out one plane. That means, let's see if I was thinking something like that. Go like this. It's not going to be perfect, but I do want to get into the habit of thinking like that. Because, you know, symmetry, like the things you can't run away from, symmetry, proportion, right, repetition, these are all design rules. I'm in UX design, so thankfully some things I understand a bit better than others, but it's still a completely different skill, right? So many things will be lost on me, and many things I'll have to learn, just like any skill. That's the best part about learning, is the fact that if you choose, quote unquote, the right type of learning, I guess, like skill-wise, it almost feels as if you've unlocked a world of infinite knowledge. Now, I didn't make that centered, so that was my mistake, right? I could feel bad about that, or I could nut myself in ecstasy and trick my brain to thinking that's exactly what I wanted. And it's true, it is exactly what I wanted, because I just tricked myself, you see? You see how that works? Okay, so somewhere like here. That should be the center of the left side. I drew this a bit too big, this back, so that it ended up not being the center. That's fine. We'll try again here. Right, so if this is the center, we move out, and then this becomes the center. I want to bring it back. It is centered, but obviously it's drawn through, so these things happen. Here, I'm just going to draw a big ellipse, because it's also good practice to get into drawing big ellipses, right? There you go. Now that's a box that's open, and you can see it. Because of that, you can see this as well. See? We're creating new content, I guess, right? Inadvertently, just by practicing perspective. So that's always fun. These things, they may seem simple, but even now I'm trying really hard to think about that horizon line, the vanishing point, everything. I lose it a lot, I'm not gonna lie. I only end up being able to think about it maybe 50% of the time. Because obviously, no, like, I guess for me, it doesn't matter how much shit I add to reinforce it. In the sense that I want to think about it all, right? I want to think about all the grids, everything at the same time. But you know, that takes time. It doesn't take a genius level intellect, I don't think. I think it literally just takes time. Time is something technically we all have, right? Whether in smaller or larger amounts, we do all have the same amount of time in a day, right? Others will only be able to utilize some. Other more fortunate ones, like myself, because I'm better than you, will be able to utilize all. But in the end, I too shall perish. Paris? Holy shit, I fucked up. I too shall perish. Hashtag deep thoughts. That's, I was trying to make a stupid joke, but I just ended up stumbling over my words. But that's actually wrong. There's no way this should be as dramatic of a tilt, or of a curve, right? Yeah, guys, search up old French song. That shit's stuck in my head. I want to get it stuck in your heads too. Do 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 do. Good shit. Good shit. I'm basically done learning the right hand. So it's just the left hand now, which is actually, I see what my teacher meant by it. It's very difficult because you have to hold one key while pressing with other keys, right? Let's say like it's G and B is my example, right? So G and B, it was finger 5 and finger 3, and you're holding finger 5 while you're playing with finger 3, right? And then immediately the next bar you're switching and you're pressing both 5 and 3 at the same time, but now this time it's 3 you're holding, and then like 5 you're pressing again. So I don't know if that makes sense to the non-pianists out there, but look, if you are a pianist, all right, or if you're a giant penis as well, please look up old French song. You should know what I'm talking about when it comes to the bars. Do 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 do. There you go. Maybe this level of convergence will, yeah, maybe that'll help, right? Cool. How much time do I have? Nice. Already been almost an hour. But this is good. I'm slowly practicing and reinforcing. Basically, the best part about this is you're just reinforcing your knowledge of perspective in all angles, really, right? Bottom view, top view, all that stuff. And that's the best thing you'd want. This is why, like, the penultimate goal for this challenge, because I love going above and beyond, right? In terms of challenging myself, is to have maybe the horizon line be like this, and the curvilinear is like this way, or like this, right? Essentially just, even harder and harder, but over time, slowly but surely. Right now the focus is keeping it maybe a bit, like next I'll go slightly tilted, but we'll focus on really having these bent cylinders be more legit, right? Because I made I think 90% of the cylinders here are incorrect. I think we can all objectively say that the vast majority of them are incorrect. The only ones that will look halfway decent are maybe this, like the later ones that I've done, like this looks halfway decent, halfway, like slightly, this looks okay. This one would have looked okay if I didn't make this mistake. This looks, not that good, right? This one would have has a mistake. This one looks okay, slightly okay. This one looks okay. But yeah, you see how the best I've done is essentially a barely pass, right? A 55 to 60% is the best I've done. I'm going by Canadian metrics. That's 55 to 60 is like a D for us, D, right? So that's what I'm aiming for, is godhood. Yeah, godhood. Honestly, the whole point is just to prove that Kim Jong-il wasn't special. He was just insanely dedicated to the craft, which, don't get me wrong, is a very, very, very special individual. It takes a very special individual to do that, right? But what I mean by special is that he wasn't anyone that we cannot be, right? It doesn't matter if that statement I just made is true or not. It doesn't matter, but because more importantly, you should simply believe in yourself, right? You should just believe that, yes, I agree, he wasn't special, and I'm going to prove it. You shouldn't think, oh, well, genetics and talent and blah, 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 because what you're doing is you're not believing in yourself. You're literally, I'm someone random on the internet telling you you can do it, and you're someone who's you telling yourself, no, I can't, shut up, right? So if there's one thing you can take away from any of my videos, is that if I can do it, you can do it. Simple. If I can do it, you can do it. Why should you not be able to do anything I can do? What I can even do isn't even special, right? I would rather people comment being like, who the fuck are you? What you're doing isn't even special. And I would wholeheartedly agree, right? Because, yeah, what I'm doing isn't special. It's just work. And work isn't special when you enjoy it, right? So if you don't enjoy art, but you want to, right? Okay, if you don't enjoy art and you don't think you ever will until you get good, then art isn't for you, because you care more about the output than you do about the process, right? But if you want to enjoy art and you want to enjoy the process, but the discomfort of learning art is what's stopping you, then buy my product. Then like, subscribe, and fucking donate to my Patreon, right? And my Ko-fi. It really won't give you anything of value at all, but I'll get money. And then you can hear me say the same shit over and over and over, and that's it. There's no additives to my Patreon either. It's all on YouTube. Free knowledge for everybody. and free money for me is what I'd like, but I don't know if that's going exactly as planned. But we'll see. This channel will either become the next Mr. Beast of art, or I will die a whimpering, pathetic death, unknown unto all. Simply a visage of the morrow. I don't know what any of that means, but it sounded fancy, didn't it? I think that's wrong. Anyways, let me rest my brain. I'll draw some more cylinders all over this shit, and then we shall call it a day. And then I'll post this to the Broken Draw Discord community and be all humble and be like, I fucked up so many times, guys. And they'll be like, oh no, you're amazing, you're perfect. Where can I subscribe to you? So yeah, I think it's a hashtag goated plan. Anyways, let me rest my brain. Oh, and I encourage you to as well. All right. And finally, this weekend, I'll be doing my... Holy shit, now I see how wrong this was. But at the same time, it's great that I even made that mistake. This could have been... There's a lot that could have been better here, but... Oh, yes, scale. Fuck it, let's add some scale. Because I think that's the main thing Tyrion wanted us to do, is to add some scale. Yeah, he wanted us to add some scale. Something like that. If I just make these boxes smaller, that should make it seem as if it's right, right? But yeah, we just need like some tiny... I didn't really add much scale here, did I? And I don't think this is really adding much either. But again, this way I get to practice. So it's fine. How much time has passed? 57 minutes? Okay, I'll go for 5 more minutes. I do need to have a call with my friend as well for something important. It's nothing insanely important. We're just trying to figure out whether we can chill this coming weekend or not. It's important to me, man. It's important to me. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Okay, well, since we did that, might as well just add a cylinder here. Cool. Yeah, it's not bad. I think overall this was, I mean, in my opinion, this was a great fucking exercise in spatial reasoning. And honestly, I literally want to do the same thing on the other side. And I don't see why not. I don't see why not. So I might as well, these pages, I can't speak right now. These pages? These pages will be the Broken Draw community challenge pages. So I could literally just do the same thing tomorrow. I'll do that and then I'll move on. I know I love how like I keep fucking spazzing about how this is the schedule, this is the art schedule, and then I just decided to add something in between imagination drawing and reference drawing. But yeah, well, I mean, I'll be doing guns, so that's fine. And my friend's gonna, hopefully if he sleeps over, he can teach me all about guns. More, and mainly I just want to be able to draw the parts, right? If I can learn what the parts do and how it works, that's another thing. Like, if you understand how something works, you can draw it better. And that's something Kim Jong-gi says all the time, right? So obviously it is important to take him at his word because he understood how guns work. And the thing is, he understood how they worked because he was also interested in how they worked, right? He didn't just draw them because he was like, oh yes, I need to draw guns. He drew them because he was like, wow, guns are really cool. I'm in that phase right now. I'm in the phase where I think guns are really, really cool. And Peter Hahn also says something in one of like Proko's videos, or like a short that they had, which is I'm sure is part of like a larger panel video. But he specifically, Peter Hahn says, you draw when you're curious, whether it be a material or whether it be like learning a new material or whether it be a new subject. The best time to do it is when you're curious, right? So I'm very curious right now. I've been very curious, but at the same time, my mindset around art has been so fucking good now, and I don't think there's no any going back, thankfully, that I think I'm gonna remain curious for the rest of my life, to be honest. So yeah, I'm just excited to draw, for lack of a better word, right? And more cylinders that we can add. Oh, we can add it right here. But yes, I hope this was very helpful in showcasing that an exercise like this, while it may seem daunting, I mean, I think the process I showcased, hopefully, was of help, right? How I sort of broke it down into like one thing here, one thing there, one thing there. It wasn't perfect. Look, I just fucked up that cylinder, but it wasn't perfect. But that's the whole point, is I'm trying to shy away from perfection when it comes to showing you guys that, hey, look, it's not about me drawing the fucking best thing ever. It's about me learning how something works. That's also technically a wrong cylinder because the minor axis is going that way. We see how I kind of just said fuck it and went with it, and it looks okay now. It's not too bad. But yeah, the biggest thing is just to experiment, I think. What the fuck am I saying? I don't know. I'm not one to sound like a prolific artist just yet, right? My words will have much more weight. For those of you listening, if you're still subscribed or if you're a new subscriber, fucking 5-10 years down the line, when I'm just a god tier YouTuber, not really a god tier YouTuber, a god tier artist who's using YouTube for money, monopolizing my brand, my business, right? I'm very certain my words will hold much more weight in the future when I'm much better. Right now, it's just the ramblings of an autist, right? Oh, okay, you do this, I do that. Oh, I don't know. When I'm good, and I mean really good, the skill overshadows the personality, and the personality becomes eccentric due to how good the skill is. That's how it always is, right? Tesla would have been a fucking retard if he wasn't as smart as he was. Nobody would have been like, wow, he wasn't eccentric. They'd be like, he was a fucking, literally just a bum who did nothing with his life. Which technically, apparently, that's how it happened, but, you know, we remember him fondly because of his contributions. So what will be my contribution? Basically creating probably the next scourge of YouTubers, people who are just fucking unashamedly begging for money. They're like, wow, if Viggy can do it, we can do it. There's definitely gonna be a lot of Viggy clones, people who will copy my thumbnail format, right? Try to copy my sense of humor, but you can't really copy someone's personality. I mean, you can try, but it's gonna be very difficult, I'd like to think, unless I'm just a fucking basic ass bitch, which is also very possible. I might literally be the most basic of us all, right? I do say for real every now and then, unironically, so it's possible. But yeah, for those of you watching in the future, welcome to the greatness that is me, and welcome to my Patreon and Ko-fi, link in the description. Please give me money. Oh, keep drawing and please give me money. Oh wait, I'm gonna save that for my outro. I can't help it. I just can't help it. When I start thinking about how much money I can make from this platform, it all just starts coming together. It's been an hour and 3 minutes. I'm gonna leave this. I had a great amount of time. The fuck? I had a great amount of fun this time as well. But weaknesses. Did not think about the horizon line and perspective grid as much as I should have, right? And obviously the bending cylinders. But overall, the goal is just to... This practice is nothing more, nothing less than just visualizing the grid at all times. Yes, right? Like this is the practice that reinforces that habit, right? So the main purpose of this practice is to reinforce that habit. No more, no less. I think that's a good way to think about it, but hold up. There you go. And it should be fine then. Okay, I think this is done. I don't even know what the fuck I'm looking at anymore, but I'm gonna take a picture, send it to the Broken Draw Discord, and have everybody jizz over me. So, with that being said, as always, fuck you for watching. Keep drawing, and please... Oh wait, like, subscribe. Fuck. I need to stop cutting my shit off, bro. Like, subscribe. If this gave you a headache, like, subscribe. If this made you interested, like, subscribe. Right? If you've ever wondered what Viggy even means, it's just a nickname. Don't think too deeply about it. My grade 5 teacher gave it to me because he couldn't pronounce a 7-letter name. Right? He was a white man, as I recall. And with that being said, as always, fuck you for watching. Keep drawing, and please give me money. Thank you.